Hello, and thank you for listening to this short video about a Trans-Cellared initiative. How can you modernize your statistical environment? This is case study number 1, Interactive Collection of Analysis Tools.
Before I begin, let me quickly tell you about Trans-Cellared. Trans-Cellared is a nonprofit organization. We were created to foster collaboration and charged with improving the health of people around the world by accelerating and simplifying the research and development of innovative new therapies. We are a membership-driven organization and passionate about designing solutions to address R&D's most complex challenges related to clinical development and drug safety. Founded in 2012, we have over 60 solutions being delivered across 25 initiatives, across 3 strategic priorities, 20 member companies, 30 initiatives, including 5 pharmacovigilance initiatives. If you'd like to skip this introduction, feel free to go right to the case study slides on number 16. This presentation today is a tool for leaders in biopharmaceutical companies and CROs who are seeking to modernize their statistical computing environment. It is for those who want to directly or indirectly influence their company's ability to apply the principles of our framework practically. It is intended for leaders and influencers in business units who use traditional analytical tools but are seeking non-traditional analytical tools for their enterprise analytics suite that allows for modern and innovative approaches to regulatory submissions. These techniques will help break through business as usual, and we encourage you to adopt and modify as much or as little of this tool as suits your needs. There is an undeniable need for cutting-edge technologies that can transform the analytical lifecycle through innovation. There is no specific requirement for analytical software. However, today we are limited to traditional software because guidance narrowly defines reliable software and pushes us to continue using dated technologies. The lack of guidance on software used in analytics is becoming increasingly challenging due to the emergence of electronic and digital data sources. For example, there has been a growth in wearable and electronic health data at both the organizational and personal levels. The size of the data is growing at alarming rates as data governance technologies emerge, resulting in the need for analytic capabilities that require multiple solution providers, traditional or non-traditional. And there is greater availability of advanced technologies such as non-traditional analytical tools that can offer more capabilities traditional software can't, such as machine learning, artificial intelligence, or natural language processing. Biopharmaceutical companies and CROs have heightened demand for software capabilities to address these needs in their regulated R&D environment. The framework for modernization of statistical environment is being presented today to address these deficiencies. Our framework comprises a set of principles that can be adhered to, build and maintain a modern computing environment that health authorities will find reliable and output of which can be used with confidence to support regulatory filings. The framework for developing a modernized statistical analytical environment, or MSA environment, applies to both traditional and non-traditional software. It demonstrates that the MSA environment produces accurate and reproducible results with documentation that traces those results to their lineage of dependencies for each output. This end-to-end control based on ART, which is accuracy, reproducibility, and traceability, will provide health authorities confidence in the reliability of efficacy and safety results for new drug candidates in regulatory submissions. It is important to note while the foundational principles of the framework, accuracy, reproducibility, and traceability, are specific and required for the modernized statistical environment, the particular implementation of them is entirely the purview of the respective organization building it. This presentation today shares general proposals or best practices to help your organization implement a reliable, modernized statistical analytics environment. Accuracy, reproducibility, and traceability are core tenets of the framework that delivers a reliable MSA environment. They cannot do this as a standalone concept. They must be integrated together cohesively. This integration begins by identifying a program's output intended purpose. Processes to appropriately tag programs executed within the MSA environment with an intended use are tagged. Tools to scan programs or program logs should be developed to identify libraries used and assess the risk level to align with the allowable risk level for the intended use. And quality control processes to scan all outputs from an MSA environment should be established to ensure programs used appropriate software libraries. This slide points out a few steps for using the MSA framework. 1. Check out the infographic. 2. Learn more and read the framework. 3. Use the case for adoption to socialize the framework with appropriate stakeholders to create momentum for implementing these types of environments. And 4. Provide feedback or implementation stories to Trancelerate. Effective collaboration with stakeholders is critical in moving forward on creating these modern statistical environments. Namely, when new technologies get introduced to environments, it's typically not in a vacuum, rather, it's built onto existing environments. There are various roles involved in moving these environments forward, both within the statistics organization and within IT. Here is a brief description on how the roles work together to advance the statistical computing environment. 1. Statisticians. Statisticians will work together with programmers to vet and define which new programs will be added to the environment. 2. Programmers. Programmers will work together with statisticians to vet new software, but also carry out specific validation efforts as it relates to specific use of new software. 3. Clinical quality. Clinical quality will provide regulatory oversight in guaranteeing the tools remain compliant for use. 4. IT. IT will take commercial off-the-shelf or COTS solutions and install them into the server environments. Additionally, they will work closely with engineering to develop streamlined or automated processes for these deployments. 5. Engineering. Engineering will work with IT to custom configure the commercial off-the-shelf solution. Additionally, they will work with statisticians and programmers to guide the use of the new tools for building things like automation pipelines. And maintenance. Once the new tools have been deployed, a maintenance competency will be needed within IT to manage maintenance and upgrades to the environment. Here are the phases of implementing the MSA framework model. It starts with pre-planning, design, implementation, and production. We have identified the considerations involved in each phase, along with key stakeholders and challenges. The legend on the left groups the stakeholders into two buckets, core stakeholders and tech stakeholders. Additional stakeholders are listed in each phase.
This case study would be used in the production phase. Since the mid-1920s, the sponsor has had the capabilities to generate the TLF using non-traditional packages within this platform, which were validated and deployed on the production system. They will continue to engage with health authorities and get feedback. This modular application started with oncology, but the basic framework can be applied anywhere, and tabulation visualizations can be easily repurposed. Think of building blocks modularity. Currently, there is a validation instance externally supported that enables the use of an internal validation solution. This will allow output generation work that will take place in a validated container. The vision was to develop a validation methodology to give health authorities confidence in the use of modernized analytical tools. The non-traditional and co-development utilizing the MSA framework for regulatory analysis allows data scientists and health authority reviewers to achieve a more robust user experience through dynamic visualization. During implementation, if a programmer had utilized existing packages that were already validated, it goes through the business process of output validation and no need for any package validation, unless there is a need updating existing helper packages. This case study is fully modular, allowing users to efficiently create flexible visualizations of data and also generates reproducible source code. It did not come without challenges. Designing and building the environment the right way is not easy or trivial. In order to demonstrate the validity of non-traditional tools, accuracy, reproducibility, and traceability were all considered when the environment was built, including extensive and comprehensive documentation. Iteratively engaging with health authorities helped to build the sponsors' confidence in the use of modernized statistical analysis and technology. Non-traditional statistical analytical efforts and collaboration between pharma, CROs, and academia would allow innovation and transform the existing proprietary static workflows into seamless interactive data exploration with reproducible and traceable analysis and reporting. As health authorities become more familiar with non-traditional analytic tools and robust packages generated by such tools, this will help speed up approval times and patient access. Less resource-intensive clinical reporting would lead to individual data science talents being available to help generate new scientific insights, which may lead to patient benefit. The case study team will continue to work with health authorities to present case studies and obtain feedback to further refine the framework and other tools to support the use of modern statistical analytical tools. As far as future regulatory submissions, the case study team may consider submission of the CSR using non-traditional analytical tools and submission of the results the way health authority reviewers can also rerun on their side.
This framework is the result of a year-long collaboration to accelerate the use of new tools across the biopharmaceutical industry and within analysis and reporting competencies for these companies. Broadly, there is a larger cultural shift happening where there are innovations happening at an accelerated pace with software used for statistical analysis. While companies must address risks and delay use of these software capabilities, there is an opportunity cost which ultimately impacts the ability to bring drugs to market faster. Additionally, these innovations can only be leveraged across our industry if the health authorities ultimately find that these capabilities produce reliable results. This framework and these best practices give industry an approach for demonstrating to the health authorities the reliability of analytical software, including those that have recently emerged on the industry's horizon. By working together to build the health authorities' confidence in the software, we will facilitate the modernization of our statistical tools. We only stand to gain from accelerating the industry's transformation. In general, organizations must adopt a more malleable approach to their operations, including the use of frameworks like this to help with the industry's transition to more modern computing solutions. Each organization will have to decide on its own their appetite for change and balance these associated risks. From the field of statistics at large to the individual study teams, embracing this culture shift will be critical to the success of modernizing analytics. You can see the latest updates on the Transcelerate website. We would like to hear from you. Find our Modernization of Statistical Analytics Engage with Us forum on the Transcelerate homepage, where you can share additional feedback. This concludes our presentation. Thank you for watching.